If you've ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, I think now is a great time to start. I started this channel a little over a year ago, and I've seen a lot of benefits with starting one, both just internally as well as externally. A lot of people will say that, oh, YouTube is too saturated, it's too late to start a channel and build an audience, but I don't really think that's been the case. That certainly has not been my experience. I think now is a great time to start a YouTube channel, and in this video, I'm going to be going over the 10 main benefits I've seen since starting a YouTube channel. So let's dive in. The first benefit to starting a YouTube channel isn't my biggest reason, but it is one that a lot of you will like, and that is you can make money with YouTube. YouTube is the only platform where you can make a pretty significant amount of money on their platform. If you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, you can be eligible to be a part of the YouTube Partner Program. And this is where you make money when people put ads on your videos. Now, truth be told, I don't make a ton of money with this. I make at this point probably $70 a month, but still, that's enough to pay for my gas 2 or 3 times a month. However, through YouTube, using other means, I've been able to make over $6,000 in 2023, and I'll touch on that later on in this video. The second benefit is you learn a lot of high-value skills. So I had to learn copywriting and storytelling so that I could create videos that are engaging for people to watch. I had to learn how to speak by becoming comfortable on camera and just voicing and articulating the thoughts that are going on in my head. I had to learn marketing in the sense of being able to design thumbnails and titles that attract viewers to want to watch my videos. And then finally, I had to learn video editing. So being able to edit a video so that it is also more engaging to watch through the use of B-roll, background music, cuts, all that sort of a thing. And the neat thing is that all these skills are very transferable, especially if you're looking to get into more of the entrepreneurship route. The third benefit is I've been able to connect with high value people in my niche. So for me, most of my videos are pertaining to UX and web design. And by consistently posting on YouTube, I've been able to connect with and build relationships with people who have over 100,000 followers on YouTube or Instagram. They've reached out to me because of some video that I've put out, and I've been able to chat with them and just gain insight and just get to know them on a deeper level. And I probably would not have had the ability to do that if I wasn't posting on YouTube and getting my message out there about my journey. The fourth benefit is, depending on the kind of content you want to produce, you can inspire others. So one of the greatest feelings that I get from doing YouTube is when I get comments from people that they write out their story and talk about how some sort of video that I did connected with them on some deep level, and they've either come to this profound realization about a decision that they need to make, or just they feel comforted knowing that there's someone else in a similar position to them. And so it just feels really nice to be able to have that kind of an impact. And especially in the beginning, it can feel like you're not making any sort of an impact, because obviously when you start off, there's not going to be a ton of people commenting on your videos, but it always feels rewarding when you do get those comments of people who really resonate with your videos, because it just shows that people are searching for connection and they want people who they can relate to. And it's really neat when you can have that ability to be that person that they can relate to. The fifth benefit branches off of the fourth, and that is you can build a community of like-minded people. So once you start posting a while, people will start to get a sense of what your vibe is like, what your opinions are, what your outlook on life is. And when that happens, you'll start to notice that there are going to be people who gravitate towards that, and there are going to be people who don't, and they will move on. But for the people who do gravitate towards your content and feel resonated by it, you can create a group. You can create a Discord group so that you can have a centralized place where you can build relationships with those people who have sort of a similar outlook on life. And that's just a great way to meet new people that you otherwise would not have been able to meet. Another benefit of YouTube is arguably one of the biggest for me personally, and it wasn't even something that I considered going into it. And that is that YouTube has been very therapeutic. This is going to depend on the type of content that you produce, but for me, I often will talk about the struggles that I face with my journey through life. And so when I talk about that, there's something really powerful when you vocalize the thoughts that are going on in your mind. Because I find personally that if I'm going through something tough and I have a lot of inner turmoil just sort of simmering around in my mind, if I don't vocalize that in some capacity, then it'll just sit there and simmer and it won't really ever go away. But I found that when I vocalize that, and it doesn't even have to be through YouTube, but even if I just vocalize it off camera, I find that a lot of my anxiety just sort of goes away. And there's something, again, just really magical about speaking out loud the thoughts that are in your head. It has allowed me to be able to get some alleviation of anxiety and turmoil that I have. But not only that, I've also found that when I vocalize ideas that are in my mind and I speak them out loud, I often will arrive at solutions to problems that I'm dealing with totally on the spot. Versus if I had just kept those problems in my mind, I would have never arrived at those solutions. Now, how did I actually come up with solutions? I don't know. But like I said, there is a magic to speaking things out loud, and people will just resonate with what you're talking about. So YouTube has been very therapeutic for me in that manner. The seventh benefit is that YouTube is an evergreen platform. So videos that you make, as long as they're reasonably good, people will be watching them years from now. And if you look back on this channel, or you might not be able to see it, but I can look back on my channel and people are still watching the first videos that I ever made on this channel. So you can't say that for every other platform. Like if you post something on Instagram or Twitter, unless it like blows up and goes viral, it pretty much is gone, a day or two after posting it, and it just sort of disappears into the ether. No one's going to stumble upon it. But with YouTube, I often will get recommended videos that are 5 years old, 10 years old. So that's why I like YouTube, is that your content will live on as long as you're providing some value within your video. It will constantly get recommended to people even years down the line. The eighth benefit is that YouTube can act as a really good accountability tool. So one of the main reasons why I started this YouTube channel in the beginning is I wanted this to be sort of a video diary of my journey towards learning UX design and becoming a solopreneur. And what I've noticed is that as my subscriber count started to grow and people started to comment, I noticed that I was becoming more accountable. And the reason is that it's very easy to quit when you're only accountable to yourself. And I know that in the past, I have quit on a lot of things because it's very easy to, this sounds sad, but give up on myself. But I find now, because I do have more subscribers, I feel like if I don't constantly work towards my goals, then I'm not only letting myself down, but I'm letting my viewers down. And there's something really powerful about that dynamic, because I am, and maybe this is something I need to work on, but I feel more okay with letting myself down, but I don't feel okay with letting others down. And so doing YouTube has really led me to becoming more accountable with myself and with achieving my goals. All right, another benefit with YouTube is it has allowed me to learn things faster. So not only has the accountability factor allowed me to push toward my goals better, but because a lot of times I will share things that I've learned along the way, it allows me to learn things at a faster pace and with a better grasp on it as well. Because it's been said that one of the best ways to know that you have truly learned something is that if you can teach something. So I have found that when I do try to teach things that I've learned, it's really difficult because I may think that I know something, but until I actually try to make a video about it, it's actually a lot more difficult than you think. And so if you do make content where you're teaching people things, it will really solidify any sort of knowledge that you have, and it will make apparent any knowledge gaps that you have so that you can fill those in and teach about anything that you want to teach about through your YouTube channel. The final benefit of YouTube is that it just allows you to have a nice creative outlet. I mean, you can make content about most anything you want and any style that you want. As long as it's not horribly offensive or lewd, you can do that. And the cool thing is that you can experiment with formats too. So maybe you want to do more talking head educational videos like what I'm doing. Maybe you want to experiment with doing skits, or maybe doing interview style content, maybe doing challenge style videos like the whole Mr. Beast thing, but maybe on a smaller scale, doing all short form, all long form, a little bit of a mix. You can sort of experiment, and I've certainly tried to do that on this channel, experiment with different styles. And so I encourage you, especially when starting out, to try different styles, see what formats you like, because you might surprise yourself with what you find enjoyable. And especially starting out, there's not really that many people watching anyway, so it's more enjoyable to switch up the formats anyway. And so yeah, YouTube is just a really good creative outlet to explore a lot of different topics and a lot of different formats. I know when I first started, I talked mostly about my journey with UX design, but now I've sort of expanded that to talking about just general self-improvement things that I learn, and it's just really cool to be able to have that freedom and flexibility. So I hope this list inspires you to start your YouTube channel and start making videos. I know it can be difficult at first, and it can definitely take a lot of consistency and persistence to start to see any traction, but I truly love the process of making videos, and even more so, I like seeing just people resonating with the types of videos that I make. It's really rewarding to see that. And I know it can be scary at first to kind of put yourself on camera if you're not used to it, but just know that'll go away. The more that you do it, it'll just go away. You can look at tutorials on how to be comfortable on camera, but really at the end of the day, it's just putting in the reps. Once you do about 50 or so videos, you will become much more comfortable. And if you're curious, I mentioned in the beginning of this video that I, through YouTube, was able to make over $6,000 in 2023, which still is just like mind-blowing that I was able to do that. And I'm immensely grateful that I was able to do that, because one of my goals is to eventually go full-time with YouTube. I did a video recently kind of talking about that, but a lot of people got upset because I didn't talk about the details on how I made that much money. I just sort of touched on it. So if you want sort of like a detailed breakdown on how I did that, because basically it was through affiliate marketing. So if you want sort of how my structure on how I did that and my process, I can make a video on that if you're interested. But if you found this video to be helpful, then definitely hit the subscribe button. It would just mean a lot if you did that. It just lets me know if these videos are resonating with you. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Take care.